يبدأ عرضنا الإثرائي بعنوان قصتي من بروكلين إلى الدرعية. نتمنى لكم وقتاً مؤثراً. The inspiring session titled My Journey from Brooklyn to Diriyah is now beginning. We wish you an inspiring and impactful time.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, my dears. Today is a very special day for me because I want to thank His Excellency Al-Dasari, a leader that I admire greatly, for allowing me to have a few minutes with you today. Now, today, I only have 15 minutes with you, and the topic, as you could see, was from Brooklyn to Diriyah, which is a long journey, because today I want to spend a few minutes with you to talk to you, not professionally, but to talk to you personally. Because in this room now, all of you are the future leaders of this great kingdom during a historic time. So allow me to begin by giving praise to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Diriyah and we wouldn't have the World UNESCO Heritage Site of اتها. By founding day of February 22nd, coming up 2025, we will have welcomed 3 million visits to the UNESCO Heritage Site already. And I want to give real profound thanks to our dynamic great leader, our Prime Minister and our Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, for allowing me to serve the kingdom during this historic time. So now for me, all of a sudden, it's 6.5 years that I've been in the kingdom. I come from a very good but a very poor family. We were so poor that I had to take a job working 50 hours a week as a busboy in the hotels of Manhattan as a boy of 13. And now, 57 years later, I have the honor to be with all of you and to serve in the kingdom. So in a few minutes, how did I become a busboy at age 13 to where I am having the privilege and honor to stand in front of you today as a fellow servant? What happened during that 57 years? And how can I make an impact on you in 12 minutes remaining? So let me be very personal and say that each day, I know you all do, but you have to give thanks to Allah because there is a mission for all of us. And those who serve with all their hearts, Allah will always reward. Now, I was brought up in the Catholic faith. Both my parents were Catholic. And my parents were very hardworking people. But as I mentioned, we were poor. But there is something that I learned in the Holy Book, the Holy Quran, that means so much to me today. I would like to repeat it to you because I know it means so much to you. May Allah accept all our good intentions, and may our good intentions turn into good deeds. These are not just the words of the Prophet Muhammad and Allah. These are blessed words. These are the words for your life's mission. Because if you see joy in serving, if you see joy in creating festivity and where people can be together regardless of religion or national origin or gender. If you devote yourself, whatever careers you're going to go into, you must go into it with all your passion. You know, I remember a story over 6 years ago in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. And it was at a dinner table, and His Royal Highness had about 15 people to dinner, many of which are heads of state, former heads of state, or very important people that were visiting His Royal Highness in the kingdom. And the former Prime Minister of Italy said to His Royal Highness, "Your Royal Highness, congratulations. Your Vision 2030 and what you're doing is transformative. The society now are young, they're positive, they're optimistic. Congratulations. How are you able to do that?" And you know what His Royal Highness said to this very good man, Matteo Renzi? He said, "My father," obviously the king, God bless him, "my father taught me, always surround yourself with passionate people. Passion is the fuel of ambition." So if in your heart you see the joy and the nobility of serving, it will carry you for a long career. We have a saying in my family that man gives awards. I was very blessed a few minutes ago to receive an award. But in our family, we say man gives awards, but Allah gives rewards. And that is that when you serve with all your heart and all your passion, you don't have to worry about titles. You don't have to worry about promotions. You don't have to worry about the money. Trust me, it will come. What you see in me, a Bedouin from Brooklyn, as I affectionately say, an adopted Saudi, you could say, are we one and the same, me and Jerry? We actually are. You're just seeing me many years later. Now, there's a picture that I love. This is the 2021 version. There's another picture of me sitting in the same spot. In 1998, I came to study Diriyah in 1998, 26 years ago. I loved it because I've always been blessed with Saudi friends. I've always known that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was a beautiful country. I've always been blessed with Saudi friends who have been warm and generous and hospitable. But I've been my whole life in tourism. And the kingdom wasn't open to tourism until September of 2019. And again, it allows me to praise the custodian of the two holy mosques and our crown prince and our great minister of tourism, Ahmed Al-Khatib, for opening up the kingdom to tourism. Because since we opened up the kingdom, now the world is starting to see the legendary Saudi generosity. The kingdom is seeing a beautiful country. So now that we have all the people coming, please trust me when I tell you that this is a very historic time in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and especially with this crown prince, because especially with this crown prince, especially because I'm going to tell you why. With him, all possibilities are there. There is nothing that can stand in between you and your dreams. You must dream big. And everything in this kingdom is accomplishable. The future, you must trust me, is very bright for this blessed kingdom. The kingdom of Saudi Arabia is the fastest country ever to obtain G20 status. You must dream big. You must work hard, right? Somebody said to me last week, we had like a 90-hour week. We were working very hard at Diriyah. And they said to me, you never take a day off. Why are you working so hard when you're in your 70s? If the boss is working as hard, if not harder than me, I will follow his example. This is Mohammed bin Salman, our crown prince. He is in the details. He is in the details. He, to this day, approves every one of our renderings. He knows the KPIs. He knows your timetable. And that's just Diriyah. And he's running a G20 country. This is his attention to detail, his thoughtfulness. He knows the future is bright, but you must work hard and you must deliver. You know, at Diriyah, we do something very affectionately. We say there's only one Diriyah. You know what that means? There's only one Diriyah. You know what that means? Every single person. It's our obligation to fulfill Vision 2030. We must perform and execute so His Royal Highness can lead this great nation to its brilliant future. Every person contributes to Vision 2030. We're one family in our victories, and we've had many as a kingdom. You saw what happened last week with the official announcement of the 2034 World Cup. 3 years ago, no one thought we would have the Asian football games in Riyadh 2027. 3 years ago, nobody thought we would win the Asian Winter Games for our Neom city of Trojena. 3 years ago, no one predicted that we would win the World Expo of 2030, which will be the greatest expo in the history of expos. 3 years ago, no one knew that we were going to win the World Cup. And here we are. And that's because of the vision of our Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. You dream big, you plan big, you execute, and you deliver. And people will come from all over the world. My dears, I come to you today with love and with optimism, because out of the 238 countries in the world, right now, you will not find another country more positive, more optimistic, and more unified under one Vision 2030 vision. We must dream big. We must dream big. We must execute. Diriyah, we have 40,000 workers on the job now. Diriyah, we're 3,200 team, 82% Saudi, 39% Saudi superstar women, 16% of those Saudi superstar women in full management, full KPIs. And what I'm most proud of, 14% of our staff from our community of Diriyah. We're executing. We're on our way. Now, how do you get from busboy here? You must believe in yourselves. Everything is possible. Man, woman, young, old, regardless of race, national origin, or religion. You, my dears, are the captains of your ship. You will determine your future. And the Crown Prince will need thousands of leaders. And you know who his leaders are? All of you sitting in this room. Please dream big. What I've done, I've served with all my heart. Allah always looked after me. If you serve, I will make sure. I can't say that your path will be easy, but I will make sure that your path will be noble. And I have always trusted God, Allah, on that journey, and I'm still doing it. And I'm working so hard now because not only do I, the youngest person in this room, not only do I want to make the 2030 team, you know why I'm working so hard now? I want to make the 2040 team. I want to make the 2040 team. So I have a minute to wrap up and just say, if you dream big and execute. You know, my father was a very wonderful man. My father was a simple man. My father would stick out his hand. If my father shook your hand, that was better than a contract. What we have to do is we have to say, what is needed of me during this historic time? Rise up to the occasion. Put all your passion into it. Motivate the people around you. We're a team. The individual is important, but we execute as a team. And then everything will fall into place, not easily. It's bumpy along the way. You sometimes have to take your pain and you have to convert pain into purpose. And passion will allow you purpose. Passion is the fuel of purpose. So it's a historic time in the kingdom. I want to thank His Excellency. I use a saying all the time: when you look forward, identify your giants and stand on their shoulders. Look to the people you admire. Look to the people you trust. Stay close to your family. God will always serve you well. Your family will always serve you well. This kingdom is on its way to breathtaking accomplishments over the next 10 years to come, especially leading up to Vision 2030. I'm out of time, but I want to tell you personally, it is my honor to stand in front of you. I will serve alongside of you to the best of my ability. Please, dream big. You are the leaders of this kingdom going forward. I know you can do it. And when you come to Diriyah, make sure you have that finger out and say the only one Diriyah. So God bless you on your journeys, huh? Thank you.